Are we live right now?
We are live right now. This is our little 1-minute countdown to give people a chance to show up.
Can I say anything fancy like welcome to the show?
Sure. Why don't you say this is the 48-hour art check round 266.
Around what?
Right here. You can just read right up here. Round 266.
Okay.
But you gotta wait. You can't do it until we're ready.
Can they hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Hi.
Hi.
This is awkward.
Why is this awkward?
Because there are people on YouTube watching me right now.
And that makes it awkward?
Mm-hmm.
There are people on YouTube that watch Kathy and I all the time.
You guys are adults who don't look weird on camera.
Well,
Oh, trust me, I look weird on camera. Your dad doesn't, but I do.
My dad has like a camera face.
I have a face.
He does. He's very handsome.
I have a voice for radio.
You actually have a camera face too. You're so pretty.
And now, introducing the greatest show of all time. Welcome back to the Scarlet Show. I'm in 48-hour art check, round 266.
I'm the one that looks like me. Joshua Kimball drew those. Welcome.
The camera is making me look weird.
No, you don't look weird. You look great.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No,
No one
It's
cares.
off.
you look great.
How's it going, Kathy?
I am tired. I was just talking to my hubby about this, even though, I mean, he works sort of a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 schedule, even though he's at home. I don't. I sort of work all the time, but I also, can take a break when I need to. Yeah. But I'm still sort of in that Monday through Friday mindset, and I still get, I'm still tired on Friday evenings. I'm tired, man. And I also get panicky on Sunday evenings, even though I don't go into the office. And even if it weren't for COVID, I still wouldn't be going into the office. I've been working from home for a long time now, but I still get that Sunday night, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear to work tomorrow? Is there anything I wanted to do this weekend that I didn't get done? I still get that panicky feeling on Sunday nights, even though my life isn't like that anymore. It's weird.
Yeah, it's been like that for a long time. So I imagine there's some deeply ingrained habits. Yeah, that's interesting.
But I'm other than that, I'm good. I'm moving along. I have one of the things I thought I'd talk about was how do you know when something's finished?
Oh man.
And then when do you know when you should just go ahead and give up on a piece? Because I've got some pieces that I've worked on, and I'm still not happy with them. And I keep working on them. And I think, should I just give up? Should I post them? In some cases, I posted them on Instagram, but I haven't put them on my website for sale. And I don't know. So I've got a couple pieces I can show today, and maybe I can get some advice and see what you think. And other than that, I'm doing okay. I'm going back and finding a bunch of pieces that were almost finished, and I'm trying to finish them because I'm also trying to clean up my Mac. And I've got a lot of images and version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm trying to go in and finish them and then archive or toss the old versions and move on. So, because there's other paintings I want to start, but I want to get this finished first. So that's where I am.
That is my least favorite thing to do, I think, is to dig through and clean up files and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The finishing was cool. That can be fun, but let's jump in.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to do. We do 3 things. We talk about the progress we've made in the last 48 hours. talk about what was hard about that and how we overcame those challenges. And then we talk about what our plans are for the next 48 hours. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. So this week has been super busy for me because this is the fifth live stream that I've done since Monday. So
wow.
I know.
That's 5 a day.
That would be 20.
Sorry, 1 a day. That's what I meant.
But yeah, I did the art check with Josh and Scott on Monday. Did I not? Yeah. Then I did. What did I do? I did the Indie-mation conversation with Jim Lujan on Tuesday. Then I didn't do anything Wednesday. Then Thursday I did Art Casters, and then today I just wrapped interviewing Sean Crystal, and now. So.
I watched a little bit of it. I want to watch the whole thing, but I was watching a little bit of it and I realized I couldn't. I was trying to watch it on my phone and work on something else at the same time, and I wasn't giving it the attention I felt like it deserved. So I said hello, watched a little bit, and then I decided I'll watch the whole thing later. It was really cool. It was really
fun.
cool.
We did a thing that Jim and I did where we did Instagram and YouTube, and it was cool. It worked. I forgot to ask him to put headphones on, and so the Instagram was kind of echoey.
Your voice was very echoey. It was kind of bizarre, but I got used to it. Yeah. No.
Well, there's no echo on the YouTube, so the YouTube's
cool. Okay. Yeah, I was watching on Instagram because I got a notice on my computer. Corey is live, and I was like, oh, cool. And I remember you had said you were doing that, so it sounded really.
I want to try to do more live Instagram stuff. I do a lot of live YouTube stuff, but I think I'm going to do more live Instagram stuff.
Yeah, Instagram.
But anyway,
dreams get built and crushed.
Is that where dreams get built?
I don't know what else to say. This is awkward.
You're not required to say anything. You don't have to. Don't feel like you have to. If you've got something to say, jump in. So and then I did a bunch of work on that client thing, and then I also finished this intro, which is a re-edit of some other stuff with the new footage.
Hello Talk interviews.
That's a lot of work. That's very cool.
It was cool.
It was very cool. Yeah.
Had I storyboarded it, it probably would have saved me some time because I ended up doing a bunch of stuff that I don't think anybody saw. And I was like, spent like an hour working on that, and then it didn't make the final cut because I was just kind of riffing. So
I feel weird.
It looks very cool. And you look very cool, Scarlett. You don't feel weird. You shouldn't feel
I look awkward. I'm not saying anything.
Stop talking about yourself. Nobody cares about your looks. We're all excited to see your art and what you've done.
Oh, yeah.
We're not about all the
Can I
looks.
actually go grab some things from my room that I want to show?
Go do that. Kathy will take her turn. Okay, Kathy, what have you gotten done in the last 48 hours?
Let's see. Well, I got some prints back that I had sent them off to some digital things that I'd sent off to be printed. I got them back. I had a giraffe portrait that I am really happy with. Really happy. I named it Savannah, and added some oil pastel to it. And I actually posted when I was working on it on the oil pastel, I posted that on Instagram, and I was really happy. I'm really happy with Savannah. And so that was good. And then that portrait that I had done, that was the commission, that I mailed that off via FedEx to the client today. And that was really cool too. I was glad to have that done, and already got paid. That was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. That's always good.
Yeah. Being paid is good. Being paid is very good. So, and other than that, I have been working on going through some of my other pieces and finishing them. and seeing if I want to finish them, abandon them, start them over. What do I want to do? So when it comes time to show them, I will show them, and we'll go from there. So,
hey, Scarlett, real quick, what have you gotten done in the last 48 hours?
This has probably been longer than 48 hours because I don't want to count. But I started doing this weird thing in my sketchbook.
Show everybody?
Yeah, I know. I'm taking them out.
Oh, you're just going to pick one of them. Okay.
No, I'm going to show them all, but okay, so I started doing this weird thing in my sketchbook. I would draw one line, and then I would trace over that line kind of messily with a bunch of colored pencils.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I like it. It's very creative.
I don't know what I'm planning to do with them. I'll probably just get rid of them because I already have art that I want to put up on my walls and stuff.
This is really very expressive.
Thank you. I also just got a podcast finished, which
that's cool.
On the Rexburg page, and it's
on the Rex. But that's where you live, right?
Yeah.
Rexburg, yeah.
I forgot you.
Oh, I like that one.
It'll be posted on the Rexburg page, and it's called Portable and Seasonal Businesses. This one looks like a cursive Y, but I didn't do that on purpose. I only now realized that looks like a cursive Y.
These all have really great movement.
Thank you.
That's very cool. I like them. Those are very, very cool.
Here's the last one.
I like that one.
Thank you.
Those are cool. Awesomeness.
Good. So for challenges, mainly challenge for me is just time. I've had kind of crunch time with everything going on, trying to get stuff done. Leah's finished with her play now, so that'll be good. And just in time for it to snow. That's another challenge. Is I hate dealing with snow a lot. And
you don't live in the right part of the country.
I know.
You don't like snow.
I also am realizing I didn't have the right tools, so I went out and bought like a really nice snow shovel, and it made a world of difference. So
in a good way,
yeah,
or a bad way.
In a good way. It's like it's got a 30-inch blade on it, and it's got a wooden handle, so it's heavier. A lot better than the other ones we've been using before. And Scarlett's super excited about that because Scarlett is in charge of the driveway.
I'm so excited.
You know, I'm glad for you. I really am. I'm very glad for you. Yeah, we get some snow here. And what happens in this area, I live in the Washington, D.C. area in Maryland. And what is kind of funny about this area is we will get very little snow for several years in a row. And it's like Mother Nature saves it all up. And then we get these, boom, we get these huge dumps of snow where it's just ridiculous. And this area has a lot of people from different parts of the world, and they've never experienced snow in their life. And we have a really high density we have a lot of people and a lot of traffic, and people don't know how to drive in snow.
Yeah.
I've lived here my whole life, and I still don't really know how to drive. I know certain things. You don't slam on your brakes. Yeah. Now, my husband grew up around snow. He grew up in Calgary, Alberta. So he knows, and he knows what to do. And but in general, we don't have to deal with it that much. But since we're planning on moving to Colorado Springs, that'll change. But yeah, so I can sympathize. That's one thing that's great with us around here, Scarlett, is because no one knows how to handle snow. We get a lot of the schools close. We have a lot of snow days when it's, in fact, sometimes even the government shuts down. The government sends everybody home, the federal government, because there's so many.
Like Kathy's old house.
So when
it's a nice house.
If it's not 20 degrees below zero, then the schools stay open. But they
good God.
At 20 degrees below zero, the buses can't run because the gasoline starts to clog.
Oh my God.
So that's when we have snow days.
And we're
Oh my gosh.
forced to go outside for recess unless we manage to sneak into the lunchroom because we have teams. So it's team 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4,
It's good for you.
and 5-5. I'm 5-5. They split up the teams because there are so many 5th grade classes that they're like, we need a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm
But
team
no matter how
5-5.
cold it is, you're out there, huh?
No, I'm not. I always sneak into lunch.
Oh.
I'm not supposed to be in lunch, but they're like, the principal said today, if it's less than 10 degrees, if it's more than 10 degrees, you gotta go outside.
Is that what it sounds like?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Or sounds weird.
When I was, I am not a person who likes the cold weather. And it was back, this tells you how old I am. Back when I was in elementary school, the girls were not allowed to wear pants. They had to wear dresses. They absolutely were not allowed to wear. That was a rule that you just simply weren't allowed. So we had to wear skirts or dresses. It was just a rule.
Like that.
And you couldn't wear pants and jeans with absolutely not. But you couldn't even. It didn't matter how cold it was. You could not wear pants. It was the one thing you could do is you could put pants on underneath your dress to walk to school. But you had, as soon as you got there, you had to go into the girls' room and take them off.
Wow.
So anyway, but I didn't like the cold weather, and I used to hide in the ladies' room during recess. Or I'd go find a heater somewhere in the building. I would just sneak off, and I'd sit next to a heater. And I would sit there and make up, I would draw, or I would make up stories. And I hope that's not giving her ideas, Corey, but that's what I used to do. And I'm very much
into lunch anyways.
I'm very much a rule follower, but that was when it came to cold weather, I didn't like it. Yeah. But so it'll be interesting. I think I handle it better now than I used to, but I still don't handle it well.
Yeah, as an adult, you know, you can wear whatever you want. So
yeah,
you'll be all set.
No one. Yeah.
I recommend heated apparel. They're like heated vests. And
heated
things.
Underwear.
I wouldn't recommend heated underwear.
I don't think I want to do that, but
I have
never tried it, but
I
think
have a down vest,
mm-hmm.
and it's got electric heating in it.
Oh, wow.
Very useful.
I don't understand how vests make people warm because they're like, here's this like 16-inch piece of clothing that you're going to put on that's heated, so it's supposed to be warm.
It warms your core.
Yeah.
It warms your core. That's why.
What about your arms? Does it not warm your arms?
You can warm your arms in other ways. Okay. So stop being
anyway,
let's do this thing. So how about challenges for you, Kathy?
Challenges? Other than basic anxiety about the state of the world right now, I'm no other main challenges. Just moving along. We're going down to South Carolina for Thanksgiving, and so we're getting prepared for that. But we've done it many, many, many times, so we sort of know what to do and what to pack and what to. Get all the dog food together, get all the things that we want to take down there with us, because we normally go out to dinner a lot and we won't be doing that this time. So we're going to take a lot more food with us. Of course, we will be able to shop down there, but nothing major. It's been a pretty calm week. Thank goodness. And it was wonderful. I mean, it was so warm on Monday. It was ridiculous. I've got some pieces in a gallery in Kensington, which is a lovely little town, sort of in Montgomery, in the middle of. Now, Kensington is where the Mormon temple is.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Kensington. That's Kensington. So it's sort of in DC area, but it's still Maryland, still Montgomery County. But Kensington is just a nice little town. It's where this art gallery is, this framing gallery, and I've got a bunch of pieces on the wall there. And so I thought I would go visit and see. And because it's so warm, I mean, everybody had their doors open. So we're all wearing masks, but the doors are open. So it was nice, and it was so warm. I mean, I was almost hot.
Wow.
And it was like that Monday and Tuesday. It just now started to get cold again. To get cool again. But No major challenges really. Everything's knock on. I gotta find some wood. Okay. Knock on wood. So
Probably would.
Sort of would. Okay, Scar, challenges in the last 2 days. What's been challenging?
So I have an encore, and encore is like an activity that you get to choose to do at school. So there's choir, band, orchestra, young engineering, and art, and I'm in art. And there are these two boys who are so mean to this one girl. She's kind of sensitive, and so she gives big reactions. And she's been through a lot the last few years. And they're just so mean to her, and they will not listen to the teacher. The teacher's kind of subtle. She's a good teacher, but she's kind of subtle. So they're just like, oh, she told me that, but I'm not going to listen to it, blah, blah, blah. They're so annoying, though. And her name is Elizabeth, but she hates to be called Elizabeth. So she likes to be called Ellie. And so they call her Elizabeth, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm in Ellie. And they do it to, like, annoy her. And she has to scream at them, leave me alone, and they will not listen to her, and they're just so mean.
I am so sorry to hear that. And you're a good friend for feeling this empathy for her. I don't know if you know what empathy is. You probably do. You're a smart girl.
Very educated in that department.
A lot about empathy. So
you're a good friend.
Are you doing anything to stand up for her?
And just tell him, I'm like, hey, how many times has she told you to just leave her alone?
Good.
And they're like, and he walked by and he was like, you're mean. And I'm like, okay, I'm not.
You are not mean.
People who are jerks can think all kinds of things about you, and it doesn't matter.
I kind of have to scream at them, leave her alone. And then they're like, oh my gosh, you yelled at me. You're such an idiot.
Yeah, people do that sometimes. Tell Ellie that it's going to get better. It will. It gets better. People stop acting like that when they get a little older.
Yep.
It can't really get much better for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. It will.
It gets better. It feels like that at 10, but life gets better.
It does.
It sucks right now, though. It really does.
But it'll get better.
I'm sorry.
Everybody grows into the circumstances of their life, and people around us mature. So the goal of being a kid is to not do anything that's going to give you any permanent damage, so that you can last until you're an adult. That's kind of
my goal is to last till the year 2100. I don't know what to call that. 21,000, I guess.
2100.
2100.
And I asked my mom, and she was so surprised by the idea. And then I'm like, I want to be 91.
Possible.
Yeah.
It'll happen. Don't crush my dreams.
By the time you're 91, 90 will be the new 50. So
it's true. There are a lot of a lot of people. It used to be unheard of for people to live as long as they do now. So.
Yeah. So plans. I have a pitch with the client tonight, so I'm going to pitch them that. Close out. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Pitch them that and close out that part of the deal and see where they want to go from there. And then I can't think what I was doing. And then I'm going to jump back into getting some animations done and some things. So I've got a couple things. I'm working with the sound guy in my first episode. And so that'll be getting going on Tuesday-ish, and then I will we'll see what we can get done this weekend. Try to ink some stuff. I haven't done traditional inking in a long time, so I'm kind of excited to. I'm doing a little bit in my sketchbook, but I might just knock some inks out just to dust the brush the dust off.
I love the there's something about the feel of a pen in my hand when I pick up my sketchbook, and it's just like, oh, I love doing this. But and I work on my sketchbook. I rarely share anything, but I I like working in my sketchbook. Most of it's stuff, not stuff I would share, but it's still, it's therapeutic. It's therapeutic.
Yeah, I might start doing some like Instagram live streaming sketchbook stuff. I think
that would be cool.
Yeah. How about plans for you? What's kind of
plans? I've got a few paintings that I'm still trying to finish, and then the other thing I have to do, or want to do, or need to do, is I'm a member of a few art leagues, art organizations, and one of them we have a show every month. Or actually, it's there are shows that start on the 1st of every month, and then they last for 2 months. And and they're on our website, the organization's website, and we're trying to. It was mentioned that they would like it if, instead of people having to click on each individual painting, that it would be really cool to create some sort of a video. And someone said, Kathy knows how to do video. And I said, yes, I do. I'd be happy to do that. So now I want to try to create something where I can have, it's really very simple. There was a time when I could have done something like this in my sleep, but it's been a long time. I'm dipping my toe back into After Effects and Premiere and Media Encoder, and I have no idea if the codecs have changed or what's happening with those. But I want to create, for the show that starts in December, I want to create a little slideshow of the paintings, and I'd like it to look a little bit. Maybe I should. I mean, shoot, you can do something like that in PowerPoint, for heaven's sakes. But I hate PowerPoint. But I want to come up with an idea and some sort of a template where the paintings slide across one by one. But I want to have people to be able to control it. I don't want it to be just a slideshow. I want it to be something people can move back and forth. And so I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. And I'll probably be doing that over Thanksgiving. So, but and the other thing is the other paintings I'm working on. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Charlie, what are your artistic plans for the next 2 days?
Make more of the weird abstract things.
More of the weird abstract things?
Mm-hmm.
I like the weird abstract things. I think they're very cool.
Thank you.
All right. Do you want to riff on something for a couple minutes?
Sure. When do you know something's finished? When do you know you should throw it in the trash?
What should we talk about?
The Hunger Games.
What should we talk about that might be
Hunger Games? Is that what she said?
Yeah. What should we talk about that might be related to creativity or art or writing? Well, let me ask you this. Let's interview Scarlett.
Yay!
Okay.
I like that idea.
What are some challenges that you have as a 10-year-old artist and writer that maybe make it hard for you to focus on your work? Puberty?
Puberty.
Okay.
I have writer's block. I'm writing an amazing story, and I'm kind of stressed out about it. And I'm to the end, and I know what's going to happen, but I have writer's block, and I don't know how to get past it. And I haven't even looked at the page since like last month.
So what?
Wow.
What does writer's block feel like in that situation? What is your experience that you're describing as writer's block?
Feels like I'm driving a car and I know exactly where I'm going, but there's a giant pile of bricks in the middle of the road and I don't know how to get around them.
Okay.
Wow, that's a great description.
Let's say, don't use a metaphor or a simile. When you sit down to write, what stops you from typing words? Do you get distracted?
I can't remember where I heard this, but we were Zooming with Jennifer Nielsen. She is an author. I don't know if she's like super famous, but she's kind of famous. She wrote the book about the Berlin Wall. She wrote that book.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote like The False Prince and stuff, books like those. And we were Zooming with her, and she said that she thinks that she controls, or I don't know. I just feel like my characters are real people who are asking me what I'm going to do with them, and I have no idea. I know that Chris is losing her phone.
Okay.
But I really don't know anything else.
Okay. So what have you tried to get over the writer's block? Have you? It sounds like you haven't tried anything in about a month on that story. So do you think?
Busy.
Yeah, you are busy. Do you think writer's block is one of those things that goes away when you ignore the project you're working on? Okay. So what's a plan that you could do?
I'm just kind of waiting for it to be like, kind of waiting for inspiration to strike.
Okay. That's one plan. Let's talk about being an active force. So there are things in this world that act and things in this world that are acted upon. Do you feel like you are being reactive or proactive by waiting for inspiration to strike?
English.
So water, for example, is a reactive thing, right? If the temperature goes up enough, it turns into steam. If it goes down enough, it turns into ice. If the moon is in a certain phase, it changes the tides. If you put it inside of a cup or a bowl, it changes shape. It reacts. But water, what water doesn't do is it's not proactive. It doesn't decide to do stuff. And so
being reactive.
Yeah. So if you're saying, I'm waiting for inspiration to strike, I hear, I'm waiting to be acted upon. I'm waiting for something outside of me to change my situation, which is okay. Which is okay. And sometimes, but what if you really wanted to finish that story? Would you want to keep being reactive?
What? Sorry.
Well, if you really wanted to finish that story, let's say that you had a deadline that you gave yourself. I want to finish that story by the end of the year. You got about a month and a half. Okay. And so would you
Only
want,
a month and a half.
Yeah, would you want to wait until your situation changed, or would you want to maybe change your situation?
Change my situation.
Okay. So let's ask that. What are some proactive things that you could do to overcome that writer's block? Because one option is, I'm going to wait to see if inspiration strikes. I'm going to be reactive. Let's flip the script a little bit and talk about what are some things that you could actively do that might change that situation.
Just buckle down and write.
Okay. So one option is just sit down and write. What other things do you think you could do? Let's brainstorm. What are some other things that you could do that would help you maybe break down some of those walls?
I could kind of edit other parts of the story, and then maybe that part will give me inspiration.
Yeah, so you could work on other parts. I like that. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. What else could you do you think? Let me ask you this. When you're writing, what tools are you using? Are you doing that on the computer?
Yeah.
What if you change some of the tools? What if you used note cards and a Sharpie?
I don't like actually writing stuff out. It takes too long and it hurts my hands.
So what if you don't write it out word for word? What if you just have ideas and you just use the note cards to get like major ideas?
Maybe.
Okay. What if you changed it so that you did it in a sketchbook in a hammock rather than in a computer chair at a keyboard?
Well, can't really do that anytime soon.
You got it in the garage.
Yeah, because the garage isn't freezing cold.
Sure, but that would be a change of your environment, huh?
Freezing cold change.
Sure. Sometimes all it takes is just a bit of a change like that. Mm-hmm. So, what can you do in the next 48 hours to attempt to change the situation that might break down your writer's block? Let's make a plan and decide on how we're going to do it.
The next 48 hours is the weekend, so I have lots of time to work on it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
Except for tomorrow, I have a cast party. I just finished helping direct the Wizard of Oz at my school. We did the last recording yesterday, and we're having a cast party tomorrow where we're going to watch the Wizard of Oz and stuff our faces with like pizza and ice cream and stuff. I'm really excited.
Okay, so let's get back on track. Let's say 20 minutes. When can you find a 20-minute window? And what are you going to do during that 20-minute window?
If you keep the password off the computer, I can do it when I wake up.
Okay. I'm willing to do that. But I don't want you playing games. I want you actually working your project.
But there's also another story that I want to finish that I just have been too bored to write. I pretty much know the exact plot, except I have an outline of the plot. But yeah.
That's something that Kathy does that I think works really well, is she's always working on multiple paintings at the same time.
Everybody I'm literally reading like 7 to 8 books right now.
Me too.
Everybody's like, what the heck? You're reading so many books. My mom was like, 1 book at a time. I'm like, I read what I want, when I want, and I don't think about it. I just read what I want.
I read a lot of books at a time too.
Which is kind of a problem because I have to read my book club book by the 17th. We do this thing at school that's book club, and I have to read my book club book. And
What are you reading?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is a book that I don't hate, but I'm being forced to read it, so I do hate it.
Oh, I love that book, though. I love that book.
It's just not fun to read it when you're being forced.
Hmm.
Well, not as fun. It's still fun, though. I'm also reading The Land of Stories, which is about kids who fall into the fairy tale world.
I'm reading that, too. I'm reading that. I am. I read the first book and I started reading the second book. I don't like the second book as much as the first one, but I want to read the third.
I'm at the part where they discover that their grandma's the fairy godmother. So I'm almost finished.
I didn't get to that part yet. I was at the part where Rapunzel didn't really want all of the princes to pursue her. She was like, she wanted to be Rapunzel wanted to, she wanted all those princes to go away. And they're looking at the crack in the sky.
I'm still reading the first book.
Oh, the first book.
Yeah, in the first book, they find out that their grandma's a fairy godmother.
Okay. All right. That part. All right. I get it. Okay. All right. So you're still, all right. So now I've just spoiled something for you. Just forget I said that. No, I'm reading the second book now. But so you and I can talk about that later.
Yeah. Anyway, when they're meeting Froggy, Alec is like, Connor, this feels like a Lucy and Mr. Tumnus moment, which was kind of funny because I'm reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe at the same time.
That's funny. Okay, now why don't you ask Kathy 2 questions about her art? What do you want to know about a professional painter?
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color? Periwinkle blue. I like periwinkle blue. And I put a lot of blues and purples because a lot of my paintings are of in fact, basically I paint nearly all animals. And animals, a lot of them have warm colors, browns and oranges and yellows. And so a lot of times the background for my paintings is usually the opposite. They're cool colors. So I get to, like my most recent painting of a giraffe, the giraffe is orange and yellow, and I also saturate the colors. So, and then but the background sort of pinks and purples and blues. So
is the painting that you're doing of me, is that one more warm colors or more dark colors or cool colors?
I would say it is more, once again, because your skin tone is warm. And then your hair is blonde, which is more of a warm color. So the backgrounds are blues and greens. So
how far into that are you? I'm excited to see when you finish.
I need to pull that painting back up because it is I think it's probably in the cloud at this point. And that was back when you had long hair. And I was making it as I liked the idea of it being, wow, it was a while ago that the last time I worked on it. And I like the idea because of the look on your face. It looked like the cover of a children's book. So I wanted it to be like the cover of a children's book. So you would be some sort of a character in some sort of yeah, look at you. Yeah, I thought you would like that. Yeah. But you still I'm either going to have to look at some other photos of you to make your hair short like it is now, or I'm going to have to keep it the way it is.
Do that.
Pardon?
I'd rather it be long if you want to make it longer because I don't like short hair very much.
Oh, I love your short hair, but it looks like your mom used to have a haircut like that a long time ago. I remember.
Yeah, she had a picture a really long time ago.
Yeah. That was when I first met your dad, and I remember that. Yeah, and I've got a forest in the background of that painting too. You're sort of in it's sort of a, kind of a fantasy.
Cool.
But yeah, I would say the background's mostly blues and greens because your skin tones are in the warm colors and your hair is a warm. But I've got a little bit of blue. I remember I put a little bit of blue in your blonde hair because blonde hair is interesting to paint because blonde hair isn't really yellow. People think it's yellow. It's not. It has green and blue in it, a lot of green and blue in it. So it's an interesting color to paint, actually. But you got me inspired, Scarlett. I have to go back and finish that painting now. I'm excited. And I actually haven't really been painting people that much at all, except for one that I just finished. But
can I see it?
I can't pull it up right now. It's in the cloud. I would have to download it from the cloud. It would take a while. But when I get it, if I look at it and I feel like it's good enough to show you, I will show it to you. And then I'm going to get it finished. I like this idea of finishing it. I'm also working on a painting of a sloth because I know someone who really likes sloths. So he's hanging upside down.
Taller than me.
Pardon?
Is this person taller than me?
What person?
The person who likes sloths that you know.
No, she's about the exact same height as you are. In fact, she looks very much like you, actually.
Is she me?
Yes.
Yay!
Of course she is. Of course she is. Of course she is.
Smart. I'm just quoting that from Avatar.
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't know if that answers your question or not.
That's a good answer.
It does. It's a good answer.
Well, I'm going to call it. It was
okay.
Fun. We'll have to have Scarlett on some other time.
Yay.
Next time you do some really cool art, we'll have you show everybody.
Yay.
Next.
Yeah.
Yay.
Kathy, where can we find your stuff?
PendragonArtStudios.com and Linktree, Kathy Moore Wilson. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I have a website, PendragonArtStudios.com.
Awesome. And you can find my stuff at CoreyKerr.com. And if you do CoreyKerr.com/online, you will see everywhere else that I am, including my interview that I just did earlier. There's a link to that on YouTube.
I want to watch that tonight or tomorrow. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and whatever. And I'll probably start doing some more stuff on Instagram. So if you're not following on Instagram, go do that. Anyway.
If you want to see more of my stuff, then you shouldn't want to see more of my stuff because I don't have a website or anything anywhere. So bury your lost dreams in the graves.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
You're too young to be on the internet. So
thanks for watching the Scarlett Show or whatever it's called. I don't really like
it. Okay, go ahead and give us an outro.
We're leaving. We're leaving. And see you later, peoples. Hope you enjoyed watching my awkwardness. You know that I love sloths and being painted and long walks on the beach. And I'm 10.